Over here at Ministry and Wellness, your life and health insurance advocate, just here to give you the tea about what's going on in this life insurance industry. So, today we're going to talk about having life insurance through your job and what the misnomer is behind that. So, what people think is that because I have a life insurance through my job, I've been here 20, 25 years, God forbid something happens to me, my family can go to my job and say, hey, can you please give my family my life insurance policy so they can bury me? This is what people think is going to happen. This is what you're probably telling your family. Hey, if anything happens to me, go to my XYZ company. They're going to be able to make sure that there's money there for you. Now, that could be true to a point. And here is why. Because life insurance only lasts as long as you stay at that job. So we're just going to talk to the people right now who's probably going to retire from that job. No problem. And we're going to talk about the people who leave that job. So let's just say that you're going to stay there until you retire. Here's the thing. When your family members go to that job, they're not going to be able to ask for that policy to bury you. They are not. It's going to take some time to process that life insurance policy. And the second thing that you may want to make sure at your job, ask your employers, is this an accidental insurance policy? Or is this a policy just like a term life insurance policy? A term is for a period of time where if God forbid something happens to me that you will pay out. Are there any conditions on this policy? Because I will guarantee you that when you are signing up for those policies, the only thing they're asking you is, or two things they're asking you is, how much life insurance do you want? And you're going to put the amount that you think that will cover your family. Let's just say $100,000. I'm just going low, $100,000 because you've got kids in school and everything. But then they may say, well, for an extra $2.50, you can make it three times the amount. Woo, $300,000. Well, usually that's accidental insurance. Okay. So the probability of someone dying by accident is rare, but it does happen every day. People do die by accidents. Again, not saying that your policy may not pay out to your family. It just may take some time. What I want people to understand is that God forbid something happens to you, you need to have a policy outside of your job. So that way, if something happens to you, you have something to take to the mortuary. Mortuaries will accept life insurance policies. Check in your area, but they will accept life insurance policy. So what you do is you're going to hand over the whole life insurance policy to them. They're going to take what the amount is owed to them for the mortuary part. Okay. And then once they get their portion, a final check is going to be mailed to you. Now, second thing that I want you to understand is burial is separate. Burial is separate. So if you want to be buried in a mausoleum or in the ground, you're going to have to go to that burial ground. But here's the thing. This is why I tell you to have a life insurance policy outside of the job. You are going to have to pay for that up front. Many of them do not. I think most of them do not accept the life insurance policy. They want that burial. They want their money up front. Okay. So even if your loved one have to come out of pocket, at least they know they have a chance if there's an active life insurance policy outside of the job that, it's going to be taken care of, or they're at least going to get their money back. Now I'm going to kind of pivot over to those who leave the job. If you leave that particular job, that life insurance is no longer available. The only thing that you're going to have access to is your health insurance, and that's even under COBRA. Okay. And so if you're paying, let's just say $500 a month for your family, well, now you're probably going to be paying 2.5 times that amount for your COBRA health insurance. Okay. So that's the only thing that you'll be able to do, but that life insurance is going away. And so this is why it's important, because people think that they've been on their job 25, 30 years. The company is loyal to them. The company is going to take care of them. And you have to understand that, companies are a business. I'm sure you make great friends. You guys are in each other's weddings and you've had a lifetime, children grew up together. But when it comes to the actual company, the companies are still a business and they're always going to look out for their interests. But this has always been a policy. And I'm saying this from experience, by the way. Before I was a life insurance agent, I used to think that you can just go to my job and get a policy because I filled out the paperwork. I had no idea it was an accidental policy. In fact, when I went to go find out, there wasn't even a beneficiary on my policy. So I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way, and that was about a decade ago. So this is why I'm telling it to you. I'm not trying to scold or do anything like that, but I was under that belief that you can go to my job and everything would be taken care of. And you know why I thought that? Because I thought I was paying money. Oh, yeah, I'm paying this money. It's easy. It's coming out of my check. Anything happens to me, you guys can bury me. Can you just imagine if something would have happened to me and my family tried to go to my job and find out that they did not have access to a policy to bury me? I would never want to put my family through that devastation. And I would want to think that you wouldn't want to put your family through that as well. So just think about that. So that's great. I'm not saying to cancel the policy at all. Absolutely keep that policy as a secondary. Keep that policy as a secondary, but have something tangible that your family can go to. So don't just count on the life insurance through your job. Okay? And find out what the stipulations are, depending on where you work. If let's just say you passed away on a Friday, well, maybe you needed to work 40 hours that week in order for the policy to pay. I'm telling you, there are all kind of stipulations depending on where you work. And especially people that work for the city and the county, they've had to find out the hard way that policies didn't pay out like they thought it would. So a lot of people are thinking I got this, I know because you got great medical benefits. Yeah, your medical benefits are off the chain. You got great benefits, health benefits. But when it comes to that life insurance, that's a whole nother entity that you're going into. And I just want you just to be aware. Okay. So, and I know, like I said, you look at it like an expense. And I want to talk about that too, because people think like, oh, this is just one more bill. I don't want to have to worry about somebody taking something out of my payroll check. And I'm sorry, out of not your payroll check, but your checking account. Because at the job, they're taking it out of my check. They're taking $1.50 out every 2 weeks. I don't miss it. But I'm here to tell you, this is what I would state. If you want something, it just depends on what your wants are. If you're wanting to leave a legacy behind for your children, then you want to get a certain amount. And always remember that life insurance is also by your age and your health as well. So there's a lot to consider. Okay. And you say, well, you know what? I just really want something to bury me. All my kids are grown. There's so many different factors. My kids are grown. I'm not trying to leave a lot of money. I just need something for them to take care of me. You can do that as well. And you don't have to break the bank doing it. So people are under the misnomer that they have to spend out all this money. I'm telling you, that's not the case. I talk to people every day. I talk to older people and been able to put them in something that they can afford. Okay, something that's affordable to their budget. So if my people that are on a fixed income can do this, you as the working class, you can do this. You can do this. And those people, they're great. They make sure their premiums are paid because they don't want to burden their family because they know that everybody's struggling. But it's amazing to me how we will we will plan for travel, we will buy cars, we'll buy tangibles, clothing, houses, jewelry. But when it comes to protecting ourselves and just shelling out a few dollars, trips are not, they're not cheap. You got to shop for those trips, you got to buy the airfares, thousands of dollars. It doesn't cost that. Like this little bit, a fraction of that, just to make sure that your family is properly protected. Is just that black and white. It is just that black and white. If you want, you can click the link in my bio. You can, look for yourself and look for a free quote. Or if you're not finding what you're looking for, I also have carriers that I can assist you with. And so I just want I just want people to be protected. I want somebody and everybody to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth because I feel, especially in our communities, we don't talk about this enough. We talk about being power to the people and all this stuff, but let me tell you, this is the power to the people. This is the power to your family, to your loved ones, legacy. And this is one thing that, kind of diverting a little bit, that we're very estranged from, is leaving legacy. In fact, a lot of families are just leaving burdens, financial burdens on their children. You want them to keep the house, you want them to maintain what you work so hard for, then show them by at least giving them a little something that they can have in place. At least give them a little head start. That's all they need. That's all these kids need. Just a little head start. That's all your family needs, is just a little head start. So I hope this was helpful today. And also, if you go and you get a quote from me, or if you like this page and say free will, I can even send you over a free trust and will. So that way, people think it's just about life insurance. It's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. It's about making sure that you have a trust in place if you own property. It's about making sure that you have a health power of attorney. God forbid something happens to you. Who do you want to make your health decisions for you? It's about your financial power of attorney. Who do you want to be in charge of the bank accounts? And know that the person that's in charge of the health account necessarily doesn't have to be in charge of the bank account. So you do what's right for you, but there's free information out there for you. And I'd be more than glad to share it with you. And I hope that this information was helpful. Until the next time, protect your family.